No.
We'll make it back.
Count my blessings.
Welcome to the OK Taco Show, everybody. My name is Conrad. This is Shannon.
Buddy.
We have all this equipment.
Lots of equipment. Yeah.
This is a microphone.
You got a microphone.
This
That's
thing
an
here is
SM58.
it's a board.
Yep, there's a board
Plug it
there.
into. Got a friggin' computer here.
Nice, brand new computer.
Yeah,
It's a Mac,
but
so you'd think.
we can't get anything to turn on. Basically, the power from the overlords, the sun, I guess,
Uh-huh.
causes most power.
Yeah.
And then that comes down here. It creates oil by heating up rocks and all kinds of different chemical things. And
Solar.
That happened over billions of years.
Billions.
And then we figured out once Neanderthals got beaten down by dinosaurs, but
Dig them up!
we digged them up and we said, let's keep making bodies. And we went from monkeys into tadpoles back into humans again. Skipped right past duck, and then we got here.
Ducks are evil.
And then we said, how do we, fire's cool. We figured that out.
That's good. That burns meat.
I said, okay, but wait,
We'll keep fire.
what is happening with this fire? It's creating
How do we put it out?
what? Step on it.
Step on it.
And so they got burnt, and then eventually we figured out, wait, we can just take all this coal
Yep.
that's right here,
It's right there.
throw it in here, and we'll
Yep.
create this other energy, and they steam and all this stuff.
Fire.
And then some jackass says, like, let's make a light bulb. What?
Good idea.
And he tried 1 billion times, finally stole it from some other guy,
Some
a
French
peanut
dude.
butter maker or
Yeah.
something. And then eventually got to where electricity's everywhere, except for
It's all over.
like the majority of the world. But
Right.
around here, it's everywhere.
Yeah, in the United States of America,
It's everywhere, baby.
I can
And
feel it.
because of that, people were like, let's plug this in,
Yeah, and let's plug that in.
Let's plug that. What is that? They're like, it's a toaster. Well,
This
couldn't you
is-
just toast it on the oven?
No.
No, get electricity in it.
Yeah,
And they're like, what is that contraption? It's a microwave.
it's a refrigerator.
It's a refrigerator.
Can't you stick all that stuff in the ice?
No, let it be in here. It's
Ice doesn't.
climate controlled.
Ice, it doesn't exist anymore.
So they started plugging crap in, and they started designing new ways to plug stuff in.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, some guy with a turtleneck said, oh, I'm going to make a new kind of computer, And he made a
Yeah.
computer based off of a fruit, and
Right.
all of a sudden, everybody's like, cool, and they plugged it in.
Well, then they said, "Ring, ring. We need more power, bud." And so some other guy in a turtleneck had pins in his pocket, which is weird. I've never seen a turtleneck with a pocket protector, but he said, "Well, I got this stuff called plutonium, dude.
you want it?
You want some plutonium?
Plug it in there.
257." And he's like, "Yeah, well, what we need to do is put it in water because it gets hot. We'll use the water to cool it down, and then that's more power." They call it nuclear power.
Double power.
Yeah.
And-
After they got it in a plane, which I don't know when that was invented, right after the spoons. I
Right
think,
after
spoons
the,
and forks.
well,
I
yeah,
think.
the Montana
They
spoon.
flew that over to Japan way and dropped a couple of those bombs that had that stuff in it, and they figured, man, that's pretty hot. You could probably use that as power.
Yeah. And so they
So-
had all these sources, whether it be from the sun or the wind or
Or a
the
bomb.
coal or a bomb.
Yeah.
They had all these sources of power.
Yeah.
And then some guy was like, hey, listen, everybody's plugging their stuff in the
Plug it
same
in.
way.
Yeah, plug it in.
Let's be different. Let's plug ours in with a different kind of plug.
That's a good idea.
That way, what somebody buys our computer, they lose the plug.
Then what do you do?
They would just be able to grab another plug because everything
Oh.
uses the same.
Right.
Can't have that.
Nope, can't have that. Redesign the plugs.
So we redesign all the plugs,
Yeah.
and then we redesign them again. So it doesn't matter. Did you buy our stuff last year?
Sure.
New plug.
New plug.
Can't plug your stuff in.
Plug it in.
So
And then we invented the platypus, which I'm still not really clear on what that is, but it exists.
well, platypus was an evolution of a beaver and a
Duck and a skunk.
a beaver
man,
and a
or
duck,
something.
maybe, because it's got like a duck's
Bill.
flip on its
Flipper.
ass.
Yep.
And then it's got a
No, you're backwards.
Does it-
Beaver tail, and duck bill.
which one's got the paddle on its butt? Beaver.
Beaver?
It'll paddle around
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
It'll slap.
Kind of slap the water.
Mating call.
And then a platypus it's got a smooth round ass, but
Yeah.
a duck face.
Well, in the Midwest here, you ain't got to worry about no beaver or platypus. We don't got no water, bud.
no,
Every
it's dried
creek
up.
down here is dry.
It's dried up.
We need to import our water from Vegas, I guess now. So
Well, like everybody keeps talking about Lake Mead. Like,
yeah,
I never even heard of Lake Mead until this year.
yeah.
And the only reason I'm listening to it is not because there's dope ass pontoon boat parties going on,
There's a lot of those.
but it just keeps drying up. At first, they found bodies,
Lots of them.
and then they started finding like
Dinosaurs.
underground cities, like previously owned cities. Like there was a city here
Yeah.
that people had houses and fire and their electricity.
You can watch a documentary on that. They scuba dive down there, but you don't have to scuba dive anymore.
So it's out in the open.
It's out in the open. You can walk into the country store and still buy some stuff. But now you can't. Now you have to go back to scuba diving because it's all flooded again. Isn't it weird that like the whole Midwest and everywhere else, California's on fire like normal, and
Yeah.
there's no rain, and then everybody says Lake Mead's going to dry up. This is the year because we're in a big drought, and all of a sudden, boom, rainstorms, and it floods so bad it floods. 'Cause Vegas is pretty close there, bud, because it's
But Lake Mead isn't getting any of that rain, or the dam's blocking it, because
Yeah.
they're still finding.
Are they still finding
Ruins.
bodies out there?
Yeah, they got where they threw the frickin' babies off the steeple or whatever. That's happened in Lake
Man.
Mead. They didn't even know the steeple was down there.
Well, they can divert some of that water from Vegas down to Mead. It's not that far. Helicopter it in. There's
Yeah.
guys floating around. Your magicians on the street performers out there that you like so bad. They're
Yeah.
on floaties now, going
Yep.
through the city.
Kayak magicians, dude. I seen David
you can't get to
Blaine.
your hotel
cutting
unless
a
you
woman
have
in
a frickin'
half on a kayak.
On a kayak, dude. You gotta have a kayak out there.
Using the-
2-seater or one, your choice.
I think though, when I went kayaking recently, it's first time.
The mustard trip.
No kayaking. I would have had I known it was that easy. For whatever reason, in my brain, I looked at kayaking as very difficult.
Oh, really?
Like being able to flip over, like a wave would hit you, or
Yeah.
gust of wind.
Well,
or
you know what's
something.
unsafe on those kayaks is the seat belts they put on you. Because if you do flip over, you can't get your seatbelt off, and now you just drowned.
See, that's what I always thought. But
Yeah.
these didn't have seatbelts.
Oh no!
So
well,
I'd
then you did it
flip
wrong.
off.
Yeah, you did it wrong.
It wasn't no big deal because just floated away. Of course, I had a life vest on, so I was fine anyways. But if you have a life vest on and you flip over, now you're doing a weird.
Yeah, the pros.
Bob.
Yeah, the pros they have that's like a 4-point harness on those kayaks. Dude.
Yeah, and they got that thing where it's like, well, you get underwater,
You
you just got to
flip it
flip
over.
it with this handle. It's like, no.
I'll be underwater, bud.
Yeah, I got about 6 seconds of air. Is what I go with.
6.
I keep about six
That's
in
pretty
me.
good. I'm down to like 2. I'd be dead.
I do about 6. I can do probably a minute above water, but you get
In the
me-
right conditions, like in a bathtub or something, you could probably do a
Yeah,
minute.
when I'm in control. But you get me
Yeah.
underwater.
Out in nature, when you got a platypus swimming up to you.
Yeah, it's rushing around you. I watched a documentary, or I listened to one last night. I was just laying and listening. Sometimes I do that. I get tired of looking at
Yeah.
screen, so I just listen to whatever's going on. And we picked this documentary about from 1955 to 1975, where this doctor was performing studies on military,
Yeah.
on drugs that they could use against the enemy to make the enemy incapacitated in some way.
Oh yeah.
And
That's PCP.
yeah, they did PCP. They started with weed, and then they did PCP, and LSD was like their most promising
That's a big one.
drug.
Yeah.
And they said all this as if it didn't happen. Like, they did the experiments. That's
Right.
documented. But as if we didn't then go use it
Oh,
in
yeah.
the way it was designed. And to me, if we didn't, that's a mistake. Because it's such a genius, simple idea. You just, put a bunch of PCP, like whoopee cushions, in the forest
Yeah.
where a bunch of soldiers are walking up.
LSD mines.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
people, lay down and,
Right.
and everybody giggle.
Yep.
Then to get it all in the air, all the LSD dust in the air, breathing it in. Now these guys are whacked out of their minds.
Yeah.
Then
Think
you
of
just
their
walk up to them.
yeah. Think of their grapefruit or something. You know what I mean? Like they don't know what they are even. They don't even know if they're army dudes.
One thing I didn't understand, because the biggest theme of this documentary, and I had to turn it off because I felt like the people that were whining you know, and I don't mean to just disparage the military veterans,
Could you say that again?
the people that are.
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
You're not supposed to be listening, dude.
Don't listen.
The people that were in the military at the time
Yeah.
that were they volunteered
For the study.
for this study
Yeah.
because it was a way to get out of, you know,
PT
kitchen
duty.
PT,
Yeah.
kitchen patrol, all the stuff you didn't want to do.
Listen, would you rather take LSD or peel potatoes?
And they told him, they
Duh.
didn't tell him it was going to do drugs. They just said, like, we're going to go test military equipment.
Oh, cool. Yeah, new rocket launcher.
And that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, go drive a tank or put a suit on or something and fly around. But they get there, and they're at this cool, like, Hollywood hotel. You know, they're hanging out, good
How did
good
we get
food.
here? You know?
And they just have a doctor come in. They put a gas mask on filled with LSD or whatever it is
Yeah.
that day.
Breathe it in.
They breathe it in, and then they don't really know how much to give because they've only used mice.
Right.
And so people would lose their minds. People would get to a level where it's unsafe and then have lasting effects throughout the rest of their life because they did these studies on them. But what the alternative is, bud, you don't volunteer for this and you go to Vietnam.
Where you're going to be sucking it in anyway.
You're going to be sucking in whatever they're shooting at you.
Right.
Or just fighting this. I mean, you went and did something for your country. Yeah, that's what you had to do. You know, like,
Well, dude,
we're
it's-
designing a weapon. Who do you want us to use it on?
I don't know why they're crying. It's free LSD.
It's free LSD, and
Government paid. And you know the government hides all the good stuff now. You know, I mean, people say that about that too. You know, before weed became illegal down here
yeah,
in Oklahoma, you could still get your card and go get the medical stuff. So
Yeah.
all these dispensaries open up, but it's not medical, and everybody's like hounding for the medical because the medical marijuana, I guess, is better. So everybody's like, I don't want your Purple Dragon strain. I want
Whatever-
Uncle Government.
Yeah,
I want Uncle Washington's. You
wooden
know,
teeth strain. or
wooden
whatever.
tea strain, bud. And
Yeah.
so pass me some of that good action. You know, and everybody's got a dispensary down here. It's like, no, dude, what you need is, you know, Paul Bunyan's, you know, bat strain. Tastes like peanut
Oh
butter.
yeah. Did you get up? You usually get up late.
Yeah.
What
you
time-
need a stevia. You want the stevia strain because that, you know, and then maybe you need this strain, but it's Paul Bunyan's foot. It tastes like peanut butter and chocolate, like a Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
And it'll just really wake you up.
Right.
You know, this strain will. This one will put you to sleep. This one will, you know, it's kind of the middle between. This one's like you're not smoking anything at all. It's really good.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
actually really popular.
Dude, I always smoke Hobie's swim trunks before
Yep.
church.
Yeah.
You know?
I do the Walla Walla Ding Dong strain, and it's got the purple flowered crust
Yeah.
on it, you know, and I mashed that up.
I did Don Johnson's motorcycle a couple days
yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
And it was I think it was a sativa. Yeah, it was
Sure.
a sativa strain. So had
I
a
did
lot
the,
of-
I did the Tubbs Dreamsicle. You know what I mean? And it's great.
How was that?
Well, I mean, it made me feel like
Euphoric?
yeah, it made me feel like I was in the military in the '60s taking LSD, but not so strong.
Perfect. Perfect level. Whatever.
But I'd rather have the government stuff. So if anybody knows how to get that pass me some on that. I got back pain.
Well, it's just weird. Don't you think that's weird
My
though?
back? Ow! I hurt my back. Guys.
It's like, hey guys, you're here.
Yeah.
We brought you. You volunteered to come here, to the military. Now that you're here, you're like, this place sucks. I have to do kitchen patrol. Or, worst case scenario, they're putting me on a ship or a plane and sending me out to the battlefield,
Right.
and I gotta go fight. Or maybe that's best case,
That might be the best case.
depending on the personality. But
yeah, where you are.
if you die out there or get injured out there, you don't have a repercussion on being like, hey, you told me I went to Vietnam and I got shot. It comes with it, or I died,
Yeah.
or you don't get to like turn back and sue the
Sure.
government. But yet these guys volunteer for they are designing a weapon, dude.
Special unit, dude.
To me, it's like that's just as important
Sure.
as the guys that went out there and had to fight. Because had you got this drug right,
Right.
now all of a sudden somebody starts like knocking on the U.S. door, being
Bing
like,
bong.
"We want to bother you guys,"
Yep.
and you just, hit them with the old LSD bomb
Yep. Boom.
and go over there and steal their gems and jewels.
That's right. But here's your choices if
No
you go to the
bloodshed.
military. You can go over there across seas or wherever the hell U.S. wants to send you.
Yeah,
You get shot, And if you survive, you get pumped full of really good heroin, and you come back and you have a heroin addiction. Or you just go and listen to some sweet, sweet tunes and pass out with LSD. Until we get it right. We don't know how much to give you, but we're going to find out. So there's your choices, guys. And ladies, you're in this too.
And most of the stuff that...
And you all in betweens, you get to go in there.
Oh, yeah. All of you teeter-totter people. You
Get
can,
in there and get some LSD. That's free, buddy.
It's free.
Yeah.
And do you think that the soundtrack has changed to the military?
Yeah, it's all puddle of mud now.
I
That's
like
what
to
I
think
hear.
it's still CCR and...
No. I mean,
those
they'll play
guys.
the classics, but I think it's like a classic Monday and everybody's bored with it. It's like, it's country rap, which is real popular. It's Jelly Roll and like Puddle of Mud or something. I don't know.
Does that get you hyped up, though?
It does them. It's a different age. It wouldn't get me hyped up. It'd make me it'd make me want to kill, but just my ears.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I feel like all of
Excuse me, I'm going to have a Huckleberry Finn, long left-handed.
I think that my favorite...
This strain's my best, if you're in water.
I think
or
of the
around it.
military like Forrest Gump went through it, basically. Where you get on a bus, have a drill sergeant yell at you,
Yeah.
compliment you for how good you clean your gun. No music throughout
No.
this time.
Nope.
That's like a 6-month time period.
Well, if it's music, it's like a movie score, just gently in the background.
Yeah.
You barely hear it. He's yelling, but, and you got the tom-tom drums, symphony drums, kind of rolling up as he's yelling at you. But it's way in the background.
way in
you
the
can hardly hear it. You can hear it in your head.
And then you get on that, finally you get on that chopper. That, Yeah. And it's-
And then you get on that 50 cal and you just lay waste. You know what I mean? The cattle
Yeah.
and
you don't lead them as much.
water buffalo. What?
This war is awful. I should have been taking LSD.
Pass me the heroin. You know what I mean?
I don't know. And maybe it happens. I'm like, that's the thing too. They're acting as if they weren't part of the study. They
Yeah.
wouldn't have been doing these drugs. You would have been.
You just been out in the field smoking opium through a shotgun
Yeah,
barrel.
right. Those you'd go into town on your 1-day respite.
Sure.
And you'd be in some hut with a bunch of half-naked Vietnamese lady,
Right.
and you guys, you'd be smoking whatever they
Yeah.
put in there.
Yep. Whatever you put in that dish, I'm smoking. And by the way, monkeypox. You know what I mean? Nowadays.
Nowadays, you'd have monkey.
But you just roll out there in your Humvee, and you pop in a cassette because that's what they've got in those things. Of the best of CCR, and you're square. Toss an egg roll down your neck and get back out there in the patties, dude.
Well, I think,
I'm old enough to remember,
dude. And on the subject of drugs, I was thinking about our WNBA star this morning,
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Brittany Gramber or whatever.
Oh
She is in Russia, got 9 years. Everybody's real sorry about it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, she's
Um,
playing basketball now for Russia. That's how they got her. You can go to the gulag or play ball for us.
Yeah, they got her. It's like a Space Jam
It's
scenario.
easy, dude. That's how they
really.
get their athletes. They've been doing that for years, man.
What I don't understand though is there's two questions. Had she been here in
Yeah.
the United States and just went from, I don't even know who she played for. Nobody does because nobody really cares about the WNBA.
Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, she played for the Carolina Panthers, and she gets on a plane.
Right.
And her excuse was, I didn't realize that I'd packed my drugs. I didn't realize I'd grabbed that. I was just in a rush, and I
was
grabbed
in
all
a
my
rush. I
stuff.
just grabbed all my stuff. And my vape pen was in there,
My
and it
drugs
was
was
filled
in
with
there.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Scooby Snack. I think Scooby Snack strain.
Which is it's a fine.
Great
It's a viable excuse too. Fine.
Right.
That happens, I'm sure.
A lot of basketball players smoke that.
But
strain.
like, had you landed at Wichita, at the ICT airport, and somebody's like, "Hey, we found this on your checked bag.
Yeah.
This is illegal in
Yeah.
federal government
You
and
can't do
in this
that.
state,
Right.
and we don't care. You don't have a card for it because it's
No.
not in the packaging.
And we don't know that you play for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah,
We don't care.
We don't care. You would just go to prison here,
Right.
and nobody would even say it. In fact, it'd be like, well, what about that comedian Ron White? He went to. It's happened to a few of them. I just heard a few separate stories, but same.
Sure.
Where they go to Canada. They weren't even on their tour bus. They were off their tour bus. They were at the venue that they're going to perform their stand-up at. Tour bus driver is driving to pick them up, their stuff's in there. It's Ron White's bag of stuff. It's, Tom Segura's bag of stuff on the bus.
Right.
But they pull over the bus driver and say, "We got to search your vehicle."
Okay.
Okay. And they get on. They find this is yours. They get the bus driver, take him to jail.
Yeah, it
And
was
he's-
his.
And he's like, "It's not my. I mean, it's
He
not."
was hiding in Ron White stuff, if anybody could believe that.
But then they somehow can get, because they got money or whatever,
Sure.
they can negotiate with Canadians. All you have to do is give them like a horse or something.
Yeah.
You can get somebody out of prison.
Mexico's better. It's only a couple hundred pesos, and you're on your way.
You're on your way. But to think that you could just, if you came to Kansas with it, you might go to jail too.
Yeah.
And nobody would care.
And let me tell you, Kansas jails
Yeah,
are
welcome.
just as bad
Leavenworth.
or worse than
Russia, baby.
any kind of gulag you want to throw out there from Russia, bud.
And I don't care. I hope they do. I don't know why they're trading. Have you seen the guy they're trading?
Yeah, he looks like Ron White.
He's 25-year veteran of arms dealer or
Yeah.
something for Russia, and we're trading for, we have that sports card
Yeah,
right now. We have 25-year Russian arms dealer vet.
got him.
That's our sports card, and we're trading for Brittany Greinber and some math teacher that's over there.
Yeah,
So we get a 2-for-1 shot, but we got 2 rookie cards coming back to us,
sure.
but they're not even valued.
Well, the math teacher got busted smuggling in the wrong kind of butter. I don't know if you knew that.
yeah, he had some
He
sort
had like a
of
backpack of illegal
Lando
butter
Lakes or
s-
something
yeah,
with the Indian
with
on
the
it.
Indian on it,
Yeah.
and then they're like, can't have that
right.
here.
They threw him in there to teach math
Yep.
to the Russians, and I guess what's crazy to me is like, if you have a Mickey Mantle, I'll use that because we're in
Okay.
Oklahoma.
Sure.
You got a Mickey Mantle rookie. Mickey Mantle probably played baseball for about 25 years.
Yeah.
There might have even been a couple. He might have left for some duties. I think he did go do the armed service bit
Yeah.
and then came back and was still Mickey Mantle.
He was actually better when he came back because he was hooked on LSD.
Yeah.
That slows everything down sometimes. The right strain of LSD will slow down. So even in the fastballs, he knew.
So do you think that?
As soon as it left the old hand, boom, there comes a fastball. He already knew. Oh, and the release, boom, batting average skyrocketed.
Dude, if I'm ever stuck in Russia, which won't ever happen. That's the one thing that people, what if this happened to you? Dog, it won't.
It won't. I can't afford to go. I can't afford to catch a flight to flooded Vegas.
It is funny when
They're
they
on
use an
sale.
unrelatable
Yeah.
scenario.
Well, what if it happened to you or your daughter?
You mean, what if I brought drugs to Russia?
Hold on, I gotta take this
Russia's
call. Hello? Oh, hey, baby, what's going on? You're in Russia? Really? Wow. Huh. How'd you get there? You flew. Huh. All right. Yeah. You're in jail. Okay. Well, I told you stay out of jail. What are you in for? Okay. All right. I'll send somebody. Land O'Lakes butter. Another
Yeah.
one. She must have not got the word.
the butter thing. I could see like that sucks. You brought butter to Russia, but if there is,
You didn't know.
the only time I've been out of the country was to go to Mexico.
Yeah.
And when you got on the plane to Mexico,
They said, "Hey, does anybody have any butter?"
they did. They're like, you got to write down if you're bringing some butter or some
Yeah.
fruits or some
What are you-
rocks or
what
some.
are you bringing?
You got to write it.
And
now,
Canada's weird. I'll tell you, Canada, if you're driving, they ask you, it's different every day. And it kind of makes people mad that transport back and forth for work and stuff, especially over
Oh,
there
yeah.
in the East Coast where they go to Toronto. Because like 90% of the population live next to America up that, just over the border from like New York.
oh, you
and
mean the
stuff.
Canadian population?
Canadian population
Yeah.
live on that border. They want to be American so bad, but then they hate America, so they live across the river or that body of water up there.
Yeah.
And so they pack in there. But if you're driving or boating over there,
Yeah, man.
they always ask you like stupid questions. Do you have any Granny Smiths? Apples. Today, tomorrow might be russet potatoes.
Yeah.
And then the next day will
Chiquita
be like,
banana
hey,
or
you
whatever.
know, whatever. Yeah, whatever's in season. You guys got any bean cherries? You know, I
Yeah.
got some Bean Crosby.
Just to keep you on your toes, dude.
Keep you on your toes, and then you never know. And so you can't really even pack a lunch. You got to eat over there, and it's weird. They use loonies. It's a different kind of money and stuff like that. So you got to have a more expenditure account if you run a business that does anything with Toronto or any of the big cities across the pond. And when I say across the pond, the pond,
Yeah.
not the big pond.
Thankfully, most businesses don't deal with Canada,
They don't.
and I'm glad about
That's a
that.
silly place.
It is. It's backwards. I just don't. I guess it's confusing to me to think that there are, we're okay with consequences happening here, depending on who it is. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
so if somebody gets their tour, they can even be famous people, but somebody
Yeah.
gets their bus pulled over and they're like, oh, they had all kinds of drugs on there.
Yeah.
It's like, how many people are on the bus? Well, there's 40, but if you
Right.
add all the drugs together, there's way too much. You're trafficking
Yeah.
with that amount. And you're like, well, each person had their own. It wasn't trafficking, but it doesn't matter. We
Doesn't
combine
matter,
them all.
It's in one
Yeah,
vehicle.
and that happens all the time. We're like, well,
Yeah.
good riddance. You got to learn your lesson. It
Yeah.
used to be. Now it's like, hey, everybody makes mistakes. And, I don't want anybody to be stuck in Russia ever. I never have.
No.
I don't even want Russians to be stuck there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, don't go. If you want to, you should ask, like, is it legal to bring vapes over there? And they'd say no. Like, oh, I won't then.
Right.
Not be like, I'll see. I can sneak it in.
I'll see when I get there.
It's like, well, it might be a little bit more strict there.
No, it's fine.
It's probably the
like-
same. And if I do get stuck there, my country will get me.
Yeah.
Like and now I guess they will.
They will. So I'm going to try to smuggle in, 40 to 50 pounds of, pure Colombian blow next time I go,
Well, we've just made it all so there is no.
discombobulated.
We just made it all so there is no. You almost feel sorry for the person that did something wrong. In all the shows that all these shows have led up to this. Breaking Bad, Dexter, the anti-hero has become the hero in so many different fictional narratives that now when we relate it to real life in real life situations, we want to be like, listen, we've all made mistakes. Yes, we have. We all have.
Yeah.
But there are times we've all had. We've been to Vegas. Hey, do you want to bring this? We can't bring this on the plane. We can't take this with us. We have those conversations.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like, no, now it's like, no, bring it. If you get caught, just tell them to fuck off. Who cares?
No, tell them to just throw it away.
Tell them to throw it away. There's no punishment for it. And it's like, well, yeah, you can't. You're gonna go to jail or be questioned and then go to jail because it's in your possession. Nah, that shouldn't happen. We've all made mistakes. We all do it. What?
Let me tell you, Ron, if you're listening, let me hint you in on something so you don't have to pay some money, because I know you're still dabbling in all the drugs that you said you're.
Well, he's
you're done with.
ayahuasca, yeah.
If you get caught, wee behind you, and you're in a trailer like this or a bigger bus like you guys got,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter because they have these roof vents. They're up top.
Yeah.
They're hard to see sometime when you're inside because they like to hide them. But there's a little vent and usually a little screen to keep bugs and stuff from coming inside the bus or trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So you get stopped, what you do is open one of those vents, take out that screen, pop your load up on top of the unit here.
Yeah.
And it depends. This is a small one. This is only a 31 footer. And Ron, you're probably cruising around like a 60 footer. That's cool. So you probably got a lot more vents in your bus than we do of ours.
Yeah.
You pop that screen out, and then you can put loads. I mean, loads of whatever. Your illegal coffee or your Oskalwasa, your Colombian gold,
Yeah.
your rare Scotch, stuff that customs is going to get you for, or the cops will stop you. You put that up top. Guess what, buddy? Dogs won't smell it because
No, it's on the
it
roof.
out. It's blowing it out. It's on the roof. They can't see it unless they're flying over with a helicopter, and that's only special occasions. That's not for celebrities. Okay, they're going to go in there and root through your stuff a little bit, sign a couple autographs, and they'll be on their way. And that saves you a little, $100,000, which is nothing to you. We get it.
I think
We
you
get
can
it.
write it off too.
You can write
now.
it off. You can write off the time you spent out there. So
Yeah.
that's what a lot of the rock groups used to do in the '80s. They used to put all their paraphernalia up there, bud. And guess how many times they got arrested and stopped? None. Zero.
Look at the Rolling Stones, dude. They're still rolling.
They're still doing it.
Yeah.
That's their hiding place. Matter of fact, they got a little box up there that they just stash it up there. No problem. Come in and check whatever. Sign some autographs, and you're on your way.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like anyone when you hear about.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Saved you $100,000. Just send it to us.
Yeah, dude. And please, if you are watching, share the show, Ron. Don't keep it
Yeah,
to
Ron.
yourself.
Come on. I
Tell
know
your
you're
friends
giggling.
about it.
I know you're
Tell
giggling.
your friends about it. If you got any. I feel bad like everyone because you have to. It's like that sucks. It just because you know the story. But you could tell me any story.
I don't.
You could tell me your story, and I'd be like, that sucks. You know,
Yeah,
they
I know.
could tell
But
me.
I don't.
I don't know why we sensationalize.
I don't necessarily feel bad. I know what it is though. You want me to tell you the trick? See, back in the other 20s, 100 years ago, it's 100 years ago, and even back further than that, like before we got sick of taxes and went to a different country, there was this guy called Robin Hood, and so he used to steal stuff
Yeah,
and kill people. I mean, he was a hoodlum guy.
yeah,
You could have thrown him in jail several times. They tried.
they tried.
But this guy, what he'd do is he'd take a little proportion and give it out.
To
And so
the-
now all of a sudden,
He's
what
got the-
happened? You got the support of the people. So
Right.
now if you get caught over here and you get thrown in jail, you got a bunch of people, probably the guy that's watching you,
Yeah,
hooking his old peepers on you. He's opening up that thing and letting you go. Now you're just on your way to go keep doing it. And so then you get in the bank robbing.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All the old mobsters, the only reason we remember them is because they gave back to certain stuff, you know?
oh, they'd throw turkeys out into the street.
Polio research, throwing turkeys and stuff. They do all that stuff in poor places, and all the people that get behind it, bank robbers, they just allow them to go in there, take everything from the bank. They applaud them because banks were stealing money, you know? And
Oh yeah, Pretty Boy Floyd.
today, we don't have that. We don't have that. You know, we have it only in movies. So when I think some people do wrong, but they're for the people, they got a little people behind them,
Yeah,
you know, give it to a charity or something like that. And these basketball stars and football stars say they do,
yeah,
but they don't. You know what I mean? If they would go out and play like a flag football with some of these guys turning wrenches out here in the oil fields or, you know, welding up big old pipes, and if they would do that and sign autographs for a day, they'd be out of jail. We wouldn't even hear of it.
Well, I think that they would be stuck in Russia, though. You know, if they brought their drugs
Well,
to Russia.
you can't get to everybody. You know, if you were over there playing ball and you use a quarter your yearly income to open up soup kitchens,
Well, yeah, if-
Russian soup kitchens that serve
That's
borscht
true.
or something, which is a type of soup. It's cabbage soup. It doesn't really count here in the States, but they love it over there. In Russia, if you gave that away to a lot of poor people, she would be out. We wouldn't even heard of it. She'd still be playing ball. But because people love, like you said, Breaking Bad, Dexter,
Yeah.
they love that stuff, and they don't. We got no one to root for now. Who are we rooting for? Elon?
Well, we root for whoever they deem the sympathetic character. You know, we root. That's because now they've created the story.
But it's a jip because that character hasn't done anything for anybody.
Yeah, I know, but they just get to pick these random
Yeah, that's a jip.
people. We
It's a
didn't get
jip.
any flag football with Brittany Griner. We just have to be like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Well, but that's what I'm saying. I think if she would just have a parade in a couple towns, throw out some free M&Ms, and get known by people, then if bad situations, you know, you get caught with your vape, you know, with your Scooby-Doo snack strain loaded in, we'd be like, hey, that's that lady that gave me all those peanut M&Ms. I think she's all right.
See, but I think they already say that without her having to do anything.
Well, they do, but she didn't do anything, so I don't feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
All she did was pack her Fruit Loop, you know, vape in there,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it was against the law wherever she landed, and she's too damn dumb to know. I mean,
which is
people,
silly.
People say, well, she just grabbed her stuff. Well, dude, you're leaving the country.
Yeah.
Even if you're just leaving the state, you probably should kind of get, you know, to get to know. I mean, you know, I got buddies running around Oklahoma here strapped. They got about 14 guns on them, and they even know if they go to New York, they got to take that stuff off now.
Right. There's no open carry
You
there.
can't open carry there.
Yeah.
If you go out there and get open carry, bud, you're going to slam her, and all your treasures that you've got on yourself and all your different holsters and your hair and stuff, they're all going to get confiscated. You know, when you throw your beard gun when you throw that beard gun, and they find it, and they're like, hey, you can't have it in the state. It's theirs now. It's property of that state, bud, and you got to know these things before you travel.
Yeah. That's the problem. Nobody
During
does.
COVID, bud, every state had their own laws that you had to have you got a shot. I mean, I went down to Louisiana, and thank goodness I got my poke, you know, at Kohl's and a free roast beef sandwich before I went down there, because I wouldn't have been able to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Bourbon Street or anywhere out in the open air. No, you got to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
And the only way I had a good time is because I had to show all my papers, like not exactly that, but you got to show papers.
Right. Not the same, but
No, not
show papers.
Right. And I showed him,
Yeah.
and I was fine. I got in the bar. It was no problem. Probably because I was white, but
It's just interesting to me that we, our distraction from, we have like 5 distractions going on at once, and the solution for it
yeah,
was in the problem.
yeah,
You know, if you don't want to get arrested playing basketball in Russia,
Right.
don't bring drugs to Russia.
or don't go play basketball,
Or don't go to play basketball in
Yeah,
Russia.
don't go to a camp in Russia.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this could have been fixed. It
Easy.
shouldn't be anybody's problem.
No, it's nobody. It shouldn't be anybody's
Yeah,
problem.
but instead now this is happening,
Yeah.
and then the same thing. I don't know. There's all kinds of.
And
stuff
by the
going
way, this is the kind of stuff that everybody created. It didn't have to be this way.
on. Oh yeah, this is all man-made
It's all
creations.
made creation. So if you're on the pot smoking side, which by the way, God bless you, I think you should do whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
But I also think that nowadays you have to read up, on your big old thick phone book of laws for a different state just to go to a different state. I'm not even talking about country,
yeah,
because country's even thicker, bud. It's a couple tomes. You got to get the legal stuff to know if you even go in there. If you pop up to Canada, there's some towns that I would get arrested because I got a beard.
yeah.
They don't allow that.
No.
In Kansas, not many people still know, but we got hanging on the books, bud. So if you're, death penalty in Kansas, even though they abolished that, they could still, if they really wanted to, if you did something super nasty,
They don't do any of that anymore.
they can go string you up at the town corner, and there ain't nothing you can do about it, bud. It's on the books. It hasn't been abolished.
Yeah, well, that's what's so crazy. You got all these people that, like, we can't even agree. Even when we're all disgusted, if it's BTK, we can't even agree. Like, guys, what are we waiting for? This guy he's admitted it.
Oh, yeah.
He's got all the evidence. He showed you where all the evidence. He showed you where he did it all. All the evidence.
Well, he
is
told
there.
you where he was.
He told
He's
you
like,
where he
"Come-
was.
come get me,
all this
bud.
different stuff. This is a serial
This is
killer.
me.
And then we all sit around and be like, well, yeah, but let him go through the system.
Yeah,
and
gotta
do
let
it
him go
this.
through
Like,
the
what are you
system.
talking about?
Yep.
What
do we got on?
This should be one of the ones where like we get to save a lot of money here.
Yep.
Yeah, the cost of the government's already bought the ammunition.
Yep.
They bought it cheap. It's 30 cents probably for them.
Yeah, way cheap.
I mean, and whatever it costs to there's cleanup.
Listen, I know he did bad, and I know he killed a lot of families, and I know it's been going on for 30 years. But if we kill him today, he'll miss out on Chopstick Tuesday.
And so he's still hanging around in Leavenworth, just walking around, telling stories about dog catching and everything else
Yeah.
he's doing. And
You
he's
know
not the only one.
You know the Birdman from Alcatraz? You know how he got his name? Because he was at Leavenworth. Before that, he got his actual name at Leavenworth.
Well, I don't know the Birdman from Alcatraz.
It's the Birdman from Alcatraz. But before he went to
I know,
Alcatraz,
but you could be like, the dog man from New Jersey.
No,
He
but
got his name.
it's the same guy. The same guy as Birdman from Alcatraz.
I know, but I don't know the Birdman from Alcatraz.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay. Well, if you go watch any of the movies, he's protected. You know how they had the mouse in the Green Mile.
Yeah.
That guy. That was kind of based off the Birdman. He had a little bird that flew in his cell because he had the outdoor.
Yeah.
The deal. But that was in Leavenworth. He got the name from Leavenworth because he used to carry like a little black, not a crow. Now
A raven?
just a little blackbird. Not even a raven. Just a little baby blackbird. He fed it, and so he carried it around in his pocket.
Oh.
And he became the Birdman, but he was the Birdman for Leavenworth, and some way either he got out and then got
Sounds
arrested again.
better as the Birdman from Alcatraz.
It does.
It's more
it rolls
phonetic.
yeah, and so but he had the name before he went to Alcatraz.
Oh,
He
yeah.
got it in Leavenworth. Yeah, Leavenworth is. But if you want to take a tour of something like Russia, go to Leavenworth.
Just go to Leavenworth and don't even go to the prison.
Don't even go to prison. Just go to Leavenworth and just hang out.
Yeah.
It's like 3 billion degrees outside. Inside it's 20.
And
It's
we
like- it's
actually
hell.
went to a place like that recently. We took the OK Taco trailer to Buckland, Oklahoma, dude.
Yeah.
And
That's hot out there.
it is, if you want to stop war or stop arguing or you stop immigration, take them to Buckland, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And say, this is America.
Free LSD out there.
And we had a great time, though, particularly because a lot of people, not only the Buckland Oklahomans were there, family, but then a lot of people from
The town.
Wichita and
Yep.
different parts of Kansas and Oklahoma came to visit, and everybody had a great time. We served a bunch of tacos and burritos to people, and
We did. It was a great time. I especially loved the free LSD.
Yeah, we did drug, and then we loaded up
Legal there.
and
do.
fixed all our stuff and headed back. We left about 10, so we got back about 3:40 or so
Yeah.
in the morning.
2 blown tires.
Yeah,
One before we left, and one while we were there, fixed. Then we came home. Still holding air, surprisingly. Weird.
yeah, it's still holding there. Well, we got to put it.
Back on. I don't know. Can you see? I'll move.
Yeah, we just
me
got
move.
we got a little chocolate. You don't even really see it on there. We got the
See it
spare
right
on
here?
there.
That one.
Yeah,
You can see it.
yeah.
That's see the difference? That one over here
it's
is
different.
the right rim.
Yeah.
And this one over here, not so much.
No, it's a little bit narrower, so it made
Right
it
here.
kind of difficult.
Yeah, it wiggled.
It wiggled a bit on the way back.
It was only a 5-hour drive, so not so bad.
Yeah. And we stopped in. Let me just give a shout out to one of the, and I don't mean to, if you're from there, God bless you. And
Yeah. You're doing a good job.
I'm sure there's lots of things
a lot
that
of
are.
traffic today. I mean, that's the third car I've seen in the we've been on 40 minutes. It's the third car I've seen. Well, one doesn't count. That was my mailman.
Yeah, and he was nude. But yeah, there's been a lot more traffic around here.
Are you shouting out to the little place we stopped over there?
Shout out to Woodward, Oklahoma,
Nice.
bud. We stopped there twice.
Yep.
On the way, I got a little bit of a beef to pick, and it doesn't
Squash
even have
that
to be
beef, bud. Squash it.
with Woodward, but can I? It's just, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a great businessman, clearly.
Huh?
I'm not a great businessman.
Oh, no, you are. You don't give yourself enough credit.
But I have.
You know a deal when you see it.
I have ideas, dude, and I have some sense of how you're gonna have repeat customers. I don't know
Oh.
what the deal is with Carl's Jr., dude. Carl's Jr. in Woodward, Oklahoma, we stopped at on the way to Buckland, Oklahoma.
Lovely people.
And
Lovely people.
as we walked in, there was a juggalo that was taking the money.
Well, we don't know that for sure, do we?
It's
But
a
just because-
JU on his knuckles.
Just
So
because he was drinking 3 or 4 cans of Fago
it
doesn't
was
mean he was a juggalo.
it's
bud.
juggalo, and he had his sister-in-law working the fryer.
Or brother-in-law. We not sure.
Not sure. And so the issue is at Carl's Jr., and you guys have all done this. You'll drive by Carl's Jr.,
Yep.
and you're going to see a big banner. You're going to see a sign that says Carl's Jr., and underneath it, you're going to see the words that say, most likely it'll say something like $4 or 2 for $4 or
BOGO.
$2 meal or
BOGO.
BOGO. And
Yeah.
they use all of the words that will draw a poor person into their establishment
Yeah.
that think they're going to get some sort of hamburger deal. And when you walk into a Carl's Jr., you're like, oh my God, this is different than what I thought it would be. This is Carl's Jr.
Cool.
And the juggalo will be there at the counter.
Hello.
And you'll look up at the most confusing menu you've ever seen, where there'll be pictures of meals, pictures of burgers with lines that almost squiggle. It's almost like find the
right price.
like you're matching the bone to the animal that the bone come
Okay.
from or something. You're
That's
like,
the lion. I know
you know
it.
what I mean?
Look how big
You're-
this bone is.
this burger is,
Yep.
and you go follow down, and it's like,
Okay.
oh wait, went that way. There's a block there, so it actually
Sure.
was down. Oh, so it's $14.99. And
Okay. Is that with fried? Nope.
Nope.
That's extra. Follow
You know,
the line.
it's like,
Follow
what
the line.
kind of
Oh,
fries do you want? It's
okay,
like,
hold
how many
on.
do you have? Just
Over
the
here.
one, you know.
Curly's. Boom. $3 extra added on to the 14.
And so you're just gonna get screwed. You're gonna get
yeah,
screwed
well,
or raped. You're gonna
I
go there
can't-
and
yeah, I better not say the R word.
You're gonna
But,
get
I mean, that's the way
financially
you feel.
raped.
That's the way you feel.
because you pulled in because it's like, oh cool man, 2 for $4 at Carl's Jr.
Let's go.
That's not anywhere in there.
No.
When you walk and then you say it to a juggalo,
What?
I'll have what's out there on the sign. What?
What sign? Which one? Bless you. Jeez, you're
Jeez.
thinking about those hamburgers. You're getting allergic.
Oh, that's pollen count.
Yeah.
And I
Well, they
wore
have that.
jeans today.
Peanuts or
I
something.
don't know why I wore jeans.
Well, we could have done this in the pond. We could have set the camera up.
Yeah,
on
but
the-
I thought
on
we were
the
gonna
dock.
do the board and hold the mics. If we had done this, we should have done it just dipping off your
Yeah.
little rail there.
Right.
Well,
set the
tomorrow we'll
set
do
the
it.
camera up, and then we'll just bib bob in the water and just come up when we have something to say.
That's a good idea.
You know?
But we ate, you know.
Yeah, it
It's
was
fine.
bad.
It was fine.
No, no.
It's bad.
Come on, it was horrible. It was bad, and it was $80. And I know I'm not the skinniest guy out there. Now, come on. Now don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. You know, I'm not the biggest guy out there, and I know I'm not the skinniest neither. But listen, guy, $20 for a sandwich is a little high.
And I get it, dude. Inflation.
I get.
But
Well,
there's
no, we're not even
there's a
close to that.
million-
Gas has came down the last
90 days.
40 days, 340 days.
Yeah.
So it's not that.
Well, inflation's 10%. You just charged me $22 for a hamburger.
Yeah, but that's
you know what I'm saying? It's like
just
that's 110%.
cost of living. It's not. That's not inflation. Let's not say bad words out here. Let's not get anybody in trouble.
And I don't want to get them in trouble for their prices. I just
You know?
I don't understand.
I don't want to get them in trouble for tattoos. I think it's nice that Carl Jr. hires people that on their second or fourth chance. You know, in society. Sure, you went to Leavenworth.
Yeah.
Sure, you killed a family. We get it. You know, it's kind of like going to Russia with a vape. Accidents happen.
They
When you
happen,
went
dude.
in there and stuck in there at 4 o'clock in the morning with a hatchet and killed a family of 4, you wanted a sandwich.
Yeah.
You got it. Then you spent 20 years in Leavenworth because we just couldn't pull the switch. And now you're working at Carl's Jr. And I want to thank Carl's Jr. for hiring good people. That's turned their life around.
Well, there was no one in there except us and the family of
So
juggalos.
we had to cook. Yeah, we had to cook it. We just left money.
And we left money, and we hope it's enough. And I just don't. It'd be as if when we run the truck, if we put a sign out
Free.
that just said
Free chili.
2 for $1 tacos, 2 for $1.
Sure.
Doesn't matter. And then another sign that said burritos on sale, $2,
Yep.
or BOGO burrito, BOGO monster. Okay, and people are like, that sounds. I've had a
Holy-
monster. That's
yeah,
awesome.
those are good.
They pull in, they grab our menu, and on the menu, you're like,
$37.
well, on every item is different than what's on the sign. There's nothing that you saw that said monster burrito on the menu. And then you'd look at us and be like, do you guys have the? And you almost feel silly asking, like, do you guys
Yeah.
have the monster
Yeah, we do.
burrito? And like,
Sure.
yeah,
We
yeah,
got it.
we
Yeah.
got it.
And we make it 2, and then we just give you a bill for 50, and then you're like, no, I wanted the one on the sign.
Oh,
That's it. But that was a sale yesterday. We
yeah,
just forgot to take the
that was
sign
we
down.
forgot.
Yeah,
Oh, you
sorry.
meant the sign. Okay,
Sorry.
sorry. Yeah, we do have a sign.
Yeah.
That's our bad.
We can remake you those if you want, and then we just hand it to you, and they're like this big.
And that's Woodward, dude. That's Woodward, Oklahoma, and they got to fix their street, dude. If you're on Oklahoma Avenue in
Really
Woodward,
bad.
Oklahoma,
Just
guys,
bad.
get another street.
Just wow. Just build a new one, dude.
You guys have 2 street. And then, by the way, there's a billion construction workers that are putting a road in that doesn't matter. Because guess what?
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Doesn't
There's
exist.
already a road.
Yeah.
You've tore up a road that took people from nowhere to nowhere.
To nowhere.
And then
it
you're like,
dead
let's-
ends at nowhere.
they're going to build a new road from nowhere to nowhere. Yet, the fine citizens of Woodward, Oklahoma are stuck with one road.
Yeah.
And it is packed because there's nowhere else to eat 70 miles in any direction.
Any
There's nowhere
direction.
else to get clothing or bedding or
No.
anything in any direction. Milk. Nobody can get
I know
milk.
what you're thinking. There's got to be a Denver Mart somewhere close. There ain't.
No, they're screwed in Woodward.
Bud?
They're screwed in Woodward. They're at the damn sacrifice of the Juggalo in Woodward, the Leavenworth Juggalo. So I feel sorry. We stopped there again on the way home.
Sure did. Had a great. Well, no.
At Domino gas station.
Yeah, it was bad.
They serve Papa John pizza, and
Garlic dipping sauce.
it's the whole pizza box says garlic
Garlic. Try it.
dippers.
Garlic dippers. Bud.
Try our garlic dippers.
What's in the box? A pizza.
There's nothing to do with garlic or dippers. You know,
Who
and
designed this?
it's genius. You know what sounds great? A garlic
A
dipper.
garlic dipper at 2 in the morning. That's what sounds good.
That sounds really good. I'll
and a
stay
nice
awake.
Big thing of tea.
You know, but that's the diffy difference, dude.
Diffy difference. They put the coffee into the tea kettle, and and then they don't have any tea, and then they design their boxes with garlic dippers, but they put pizza in it. And now, come on, there's got to be a time limit, even on the rollers, bud. Okay,
Yeah.
We happen to own a taco trailer. We kind of know a thing or two about at least the health department, and I don't know what they're doing out there in Steve Winwood, Kansas, but it ain't checking those boxes.
No, those have been there a while.
I'm going to tell you that right now. There ain't no temperature or those things were. I could have ate the box.
Probably tastes better.
It would have. I
Yeah.
did have a bite of one.
It was just the event itself
It was great.
was great. The journey there
Not the band.
to and fro was
bad.
Yeah. We didn't plan it well, I guess. We should have brought Chex Mix and, different kinds like a pot pie, probably like a chicken pot pie for
You know
the
what?
road.
You know what would help?
What's that?
Alcohol.
Yeah.
Had we just had a plethora of cold alcohol beverage,
And drunk drove?
we should not pull this thing out of this farm without libations. There should be a copious amount of cold libations on this trailer before we even think about pulling it off this farm.
And there's none out there, dude. It's just different strains of Betty Boop out there. There's no libations anymore.
I cannot quench my
Feel the
thirst.
libation.
I can't quench my thirst
Such a
with the big old J.
sensation.
I can't be smoking a joint and be like, I'm refreshed.
If you want to try, though, please head
Do.
over to thewaterhead.com
Yep.
and go to the Diamond CBD link where you can get all different strains of CBDs that have drugs in them,
Yep.
and you can do drug with your family.
It'll make you forget you're even thirsty.
Yep.
That's true.
And you get discounts and stuff by going through our website. So go to thewaterhead.com and buy it there. I know that we have many friends
Yep.
that do this stuff.
All of them.
All of them do it. None of them have checked out the great deals at Diamond CBD. Free shipping, gets
I
there.
need some. My back hurts.
They all have. One of our friends can barely walk.
Two of our friends now.
Two of our friends can barely walk, and both of them imbibe. Yet
Oh,
none of them have decided to go to our friends
Yeah.
at Diamond CBD.
And I understand. I get it. You guys are just
You
like
got your dealer.
you got your Bud Light and you want to stick with God bless you. You got your strain, you want to stick with it. But live a little dangerously. You're already smoking some sort of weird stuff. So try some other stuff.
Yeah, give it a shot. They have the same vapes that Brittany Grindberg got arrested for in
Sure.
Russia. So support Brittany.
Yep.
And, free Brittany and go to diamondcbd at thewaterhead.com. And that helps us.
And by the way, they've added, not us.
Yeah.
They added a sticker, don't take this to the USSR, formal USSR, now Russia or
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine.
Brittany Grimer was taking her pot pipe to the USSR. Got pulled over at the border by a Ukrainian guard.
Said, do you know where you are? You're in Russia now, you dumb basketball player.
Joe Biden picked up his red phone and he called Vlad. He said, here's a watch that my grandpa gave me.
It's the best he had. Won't you think about the
Got that
girl?
But please don't take our girl. That'd be a great little video if we made a Don't
Yeah.
Take the Girl
Don't
mix
take the
of
girl,
Brittany Grindberg.
For sure.
I guess we just did.
I'll go get another vape and we'll do it.
Anyways, I hope she gets out, and I'm sorry.
God bless her, or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
good tidings.
Oh, another thing before we get out of here, bud. We got to remind people that
Oh,
our
we should
friends.
we should do another little video also. I mean, side note.
An additional video?
Yeah, we should do just a small little clip video of maybe what we're thinking, and just kind of put it out there for everybody to put it in there. Maybe if they got some ideas, I think that'd be good. But we should also thank the Black Lincoln Collective,
Yes.
is what you were going to say.
Yeah.
I think
Right.
for having us on last week. They just put it out there Monday. We'll tag it. It should be down here or up there. Take a look. Those guys are definitely worth your time, worth a listen. Another great podcast to stick in your ear. And they're from South Carolina.
Yes.
They're from all over. Buddies got together at some sort of local bar, speaking of libations, and they enjoyed themselves. And they said, well, gee, you're funny. And you can do sound effects, and you're funny. And you also can run a board.
Yeah.
Let's get together and do this Zoom thing. And Matt, Frank, and Alan all got together. They had a couple different cast members, but I tell you what, we had a good time. We showed our teeth quite a bit for at least an hour.
Yeah, we did an
on the
hour
podcast.
show. I mean, with them. They invited us on, and we did our best to entertain for
Yeah.
an hour on their show, and they're great at it. And anyways, it came out today, so if you guys want to check us out on a different show, Black Lincoln Collective
Yep.
Podcast, just look that up in any of your podcasting places.
Yeah,
You know,
tweet 'em.
Spotify. Yeah, it's BLC, I think, or BLC World or something.
BLC World on the Twitter machine. You can always look them up on Facebook. They got stuff out there. It's easy to find. Just type it in whatever search engine, Bing it.
Bing it. Bing Crosby.
You know, ask Jeeves, whatever you need to do to get there. Just get there and peruse their shows.
Yeah.
Just keep listening now. Because those are some funny fellas. We're gonna try to get them on. We're gonna have to set a date for that, and get them on our show because I'm already miss them a little bit.
Yeah, it was fun. It was
Yeah.
different, and it was. We know that we've done a few when we're with other people that enjoy what we enjoy doing,
Yeah.
which is just making each other laugh. So it'd be nice to have more of those happen.
Yeah,
Um,
they all had their one. They all got me, So it's one of those things. They'll get you for sure.
mhm.
And if they don't get you right now, just wait a second because someone was going to get you. They'll make you laugh for sure. I know they caught me with a couple curveballs, maybe sliders.
Maybe
I don't know,
sliders.
but I it went right past me, and boy, I laughed at it. So
Well, I don't know if these are I'm thinking about making some jean shorts.
you should, dude. I got some scissors.
I don't know if this is the right denim though. It's thick. I almost put on because all my shorts, like yours, you got shorts on.
Yeah, they're
Those are
Walmart, buddy.
Cargo, but all my shorts were dirty from our trip,
Oh yeah.
and so my wife was kind
You
enough.
wear basketball shorts, and now breathable, but less pocket space, bud.
Some of them have no pockets.
get into the cargo shorts.
Nah, man,
Yeah,
I would weigh myself down, man.
I know, but you got 4 pockets. It reminds you you're wearing something.
No, I like to feel. It's almost like you're nude out there in these shorts I'm wearing. It's nice. But
Do
these-
you feel like I do?
I think that I pulled out some. I don't even know why I have.
No, you
them.
got snow pants.
You should have seen the ones I
these
pulled out.
things. He's got snow pants on.
These are
300 degrees out.
thinner.
Butterfly.
These are thinner than. You should have seen these boards I pulled out. I had one like.
Just straight.
They were it's like what? When did I get these things, dude? They were like the kids that remember Stand By Me. They were Stand By Me pants.
Wow.
And I thought
Heavy
of,
starch.
yeah, I thought
Yeah.
about and I think we even dried them outside. Like
Wow.
the dryer, you couldn't even stick them in the dryer because it would just
Yeah.
they'd stiffen up and just lock up in there.
Can't do that.
And so we dry them outside, so they're just you could put a nail in them and make a bench out of them.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even have to use any concrete or resin or anything. They're
Doesn't matter.
ready,
Yeah.
and they'd stay taut. But those, I thought maybe I'll cut some jean shorts out of these, but the
Well, it's easier
chafing-
because they're
it's easier to cut.
they're planks, so you can almost use your chop saw.
I use a circular saw
Yeah.
on them and just cut through there. I might make some because I think it'd be good just for. We wanted to do some videos where we're zipping around on the 4-wheelers
Yeah.
and stuff.
Get some real nice Daisy Dukes.
Yeah,
The kind where you got the little pocket ears sticking out the side.
well, I think I'll make
know?
some for tomorrow, Walt, and I'll ride the 4-wheeler off into the distance.
I like that.
If I pull up and then
Yeah, I'll get the front view, and then you pull through, and then we'll get that old back view. Old Conrad,
the cheeks hanging out.
Conrad's moon hanging out. Full moon's out.
Man, I just got the problem. So do
Sun's
you.
out, moon's out.
You got to make
know?
them real short to get any butt cheek.
Oh, there ain't no butt. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got the Irish ass,
I
man.
got
It's just
high
flat.
ass, dude.
If you pull our butts out of the closet, it's much like it's jeans. They're just flat.
I'll cut
come
them
on out
right
there.
at the pocket.
Yeah.
Right at the back pocket,
Good idea.
and we'll just see how it goes. I'll
Do circulars.
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
A mani thong.
Yeah,
What do they call those? T-back.
yeah. Well, and we are selling Juneteenth T-backs
Right.
on our website, thewaterhead.com.
With every purchase of 2 T-backs, free water stick. So if we were doing a Carl Jr.
All proceeds of our T-backs are going to the
Carl Jr.
American Red
Employment
Cross.
Fund. So if you like Carl's Jr.,
Yes.
get some T-backs and a free water stick. you know?
Yes, if you like Carl's Jr. So we'll get the right cords from Elon Musk or whoever we have to order these from.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, I took this.
Maybe I didn't plug it in right. I don't know.
No, well, that one's burnt up. See, here's the
That,
problem.
there.
Look.
You already know it. Don't put your finger in there, guy.
We got a situation in this
That doesn't look good.
this one.
Well, that's when I kind of came out the door one day when the trailer was parked closer to the house.
It clicks.
Yeah, and I smelled something
Yeah.
weird. And by golly, it was the cord burning. You
Yeah.
know, it would stop there smoking. I don't know. And so I got to put an end on it. I got to find an end. Cord's good, I think.
Well, yeah, the cord's good. The end is bad.
End is bad. Yeah, it's a.
But I felt like it was getting power, but I plugged it in and, it's
Yeah.
not doing
well,
anything.
I hope we didn't burn up your Mac.
Eh,
That's what insurance is for. That's why you buy everything on Amazon.
yeah, I'll send it back if that happens. So it'll be fine. I don't know.
Taking her fishing.
She was
Out
38 years old.
I gotta get some tea. It's hot out here.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody wants to come out for a free comedy show? I think next weekend. So if you want to dare take a plane, train, automobile,
Yep.
driving on out here to Random Dude, where we got the old, I'm telling you, spooky Go-Gurt factory, only one in Oklahoma, sitting on our property.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go right out there and tape a nice little comedy special coming out, hopefully September 11th.
Yep.
At least, you know what, we'll have a preview for sure on September 11th. Hopefully we'll release it then.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. And also, we got some stuff cooking that we kind of probably ought to do a different video on. Maybe a little shorter one and stick it here at the end.
Yeah. We'll probably do another video.
You know, and so tune in for that one. If you watch this one first, there'll be another one.
Yeah.
It'll be shorter, just add it on. So we did a nice hour for you here. The other one will be maybe 5 minutes. I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes.
It might even just be a
30
minute.
seconds. It
Might be
just
1 minute.
1 minute
That's the
of
goal.
Conrad's jeans, and then we'll tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's pretty excited. We have a pig fest now. Everybody mark your calendar. Second week of September. If you're anywhere close to Wellston, Oklahoma, write that down. Just Google that, Pig Fest. Come out and see us. Million vendors. We don't know if we're going to be there both nights.
We're not
For sure Friday.
Yep.
So catch us Friday night. Might stay the next night. I don't know. It's a whole weekend thing. Lots of bands, lots of vendors, big party. Think Woodstock.
Sure.
Bring your favorite strain. There'll be some trading, I'm sure.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of that out there.
And stop by, grab a taco, or vice versa, or both, whichever.
It'll be a fun time. We had fun there last year. We'll see what happens this year. I know.
It sounds crazy
Yeah.
for this year. Last year we didn't know what we were getting into, and it was perfect. It was just a couple
Yeah.
hundred people, great music, great weather, great friends, great drinks, great food.
Yeah.
Everything was great. This year
We'll see.
it's going to be bigger. So if you like big crowds and awesome rock and roll and some good food, head on out. That's second weekend. Sorry.
Yeah,
Probably
just-
didn't say that. 9th through the 11th.
Yep.
So
September.
come on out.
And then our special will be released there on that.
That's right. That'll be
The
that
11th.
Sunday. So September 11th.
Yep. The 21st anniversary.
Okay. Never forget, dude.
Never forget, dude. So with that being said,
Have an okay day.